Hello, so I want to introduce another project I've been working on. This is the language of Kinruu. It's a constructed language, and I've been working on some Pimsleur-style courses for teaching this language, mostly to help me learn it, but you're welcome to try as well. Over the coming weeks, I intend to upload more of these lessons and probably create a website which showcases the grammar. I guess keep your eyes peeled. There could be more. For now, though, let's just get started. Welcome to Kinruu. Listen to the following conversation. Tunhilge Kinrufa muske Rujama. Tunhildes daide rutsimfa. Vurufa fede pombaskema. Daide vurudi hindange. Des roihostes. Thuntange. By the end of this lesson, you will not only be able to understand this conversation, but also to take some part in it. During this course, make sure to try to guess ahead of the speaker and repeat whatever the speaker says in Kinruu. Let's start by learning to say excuse me. Tunhilge literally means heart, foot, verb marker, or I'm putting my heart in my feet. Say it after the speaker a few times. Tunhilge. 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 The name of this language is Kinruu, literally body tongue. Much of the language is built from using body parts or items found in nature. To talk about this language as something that people use, we will attach the accusative suffix or object marker, which is fa. So, Kinrufa. Kinrufa. How do you say excuse me? Tunhilge. 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 And what is the name of the language? Kinrufa des. Kinrufa des. Kinrufa des. Kinrufa des. Did you notice the des at the end of the sentence? That roughly means is, so the speaker said, it is Kinrufa. The word it is often implied. We're now going to learn how to say can speak. First, the verb to speak. Ruja. 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 This ru is the same as the word for tongue or language, and the ja marks it as the infinitive to speak form. How do you say to speak? Ruja. 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 Now, here is how to say can speak. Meske ruja. Meske ruja. Meske ruja. Which word means can? Meske. Meske. Literally muscle and the verb marker. Can you guess how to say to be able to speak? That is an infinitive followed by an infinitive. Mesja ruja. Mesja ruja. Mesja ruja. Now I can speak. Bendy meske ruja. Bendy meske ruja. Bendy meske ruja. Which word means I? Bendy. 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 The D marks ben as the subject of the sentence, or sometimes referred to as the nominative case. Can you remember the name of this language? Kinruu. Kinrufa des. Kinruu. Kinrufa des. Excuse me. Tunhilge. Tunhilge. What about I can speak? Bendy meske Ruja. Bendy meske Ruja. Bendy meske Ruja. The word for you is fe or fedi. Can you guess how to say you can speak? Fedi meske Ruja. Fedi meske Ruja. Fedi meske Ruja. Fedi meske Ruja? How about you can speak Kinruu? Fedi meske Ruja Kinrufa. Fedi meske Ruja Kinrufa. Fedi meske Ruja Kinrufa. Kinrufa meske Ruja Fedi. Kinrufa meske Ruja Fedi. Notice that the position of the nouns didn't matter too much. You can shift them around for emphasis as you like, but the verbs need to be together in order to mean can speak. Meske Ruja. Kinrudi has a spoken question mark pronounced ma. 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 Which can go at the end of any statement sentence to turn it into a question. Can you guess how to say, can you speak Kinruu? Kinrufa meske Ruja Fedima. Kinrufa meske Ruja Fedima. Kinrufa meske Ruja Fedima. Here we have put Kinrufa at the beginning, as it is really what we are asking about. If no other subject is obvious from context, the questions are assumed to be about the person being asked, so we don't need to use the word you or fedi. Try it without. Kinrufa meske Rujama. Kinrufa meske Rujama. Now try, excuse me, can you speak Kinruu? Tunhilge Kinrufa meske Rujama. Tunhilge Kinrufa meske Rujama. Tunhilge Kinrufa meske Rujama. The word for sorry is similar to excuse me. Tunhildes. This is closer to my heart is already in my foot, or heart, foot, is, des being is. Tunhildes. Tunhildes. The word for word in Kinruu is tongue child, or rutin. Rutin. And if you want to say one word as the object of a sentence, you would say de rutsimfa. De rutsimfa. De rutsimfa. De rutsimfa. Timfa. Rutsimfa. De rutsimfa. Which of these words means one or a? De. De. If you want to say not even or not one, you would say daide, which is not one, literally. Daide. Daide. So, not one word would be said daide rutsinfa. Daide rutsinfa. How do you say not even one word? Daide rutsimfa. Daide rutsimfa. Try to say, I speak one word. Bendy de rutsimfa ruge. Bendy de rutsimfa ruge. Bendy de rutsimfa ruge. To make a verb negative, before you say what kind of verb it is, before the ge or ja, you add a negative marker, dan, to mark it as a negative verb. For example, rudange, which means does not speak. Can you try to say, I don't speak a word? Dairi rutsimfa bendi rudange. Daide rutsimfa bendi rudange. Daide rutsimfa bendi rudange. Try to say, I'm sorry, I don't speak a word. The I can be implied. Tunhildes, daide rutsimfa rudange. Tunhildes, daide rutsimfa rudange. In Kinruu, person who does is the prefix vu. It may or may not be followed by a verb and is treated as a noun. For example, person who speaks or speaker would be Vurufa. 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 Notice that the word ends in fa, but if they were the subject of the sentence, it would of course be vurudi. Or for player, vufenfa. Vufenfa. How would you say speaker or one who speaks? Vurufa. Vurufa. If the important verb can already be implied from context or understood from context, you can drop it. Try it. Vufa. 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 How do you say, do you speak Kinruu? Kinrufa rugema. Kinrufa meske rujama. Fedi kinrufa meske rujama. Fedi kinrufa meske rujama. In Kinruu, while the brain is associated with thinking, bones are associated with knowledge. To know a person is ponbes, literally bone soul. Ponbes. Ponbes. Try to say, do you know someone who does? Vufa pombeskema. Vufa pombeskema. Fedi vufa pombeskema. Oh, what about, do you know someone who speaks? Vurufa pombeskema. Fedi vurufa pombeskema. Here is one way to say, do you know someone who speaks Kinruu? Kinruu ko Vurufa pombeskema? Kinruu ko Vurufa pombeskema? Kinruu ko Vurufa pombeskema? Here the ko is a joining particle. It means belonging to. So this means something like Kinruu's speaker. Do you know? Try it again, but this time specify who you are talking about. Fedi Kinruu ko Vurufa pombeskema? Fedi Kinruu ko Vurufa pombeskema? Kinruu ko Vurufa fedi pombeskema? Kinruu ko Vurufa fedi pombeskema? While both of these forms are correct, in the first form we care more about the person we're speaking to knowing, and in the second form we care more about the speaker of Kinruu existing. Do you remember how to say, I don't speak a word? Daide rutsimfaru dange? Daide rutsimfaru dange? Daide rutsimfaru dange? Here is how to say, not one exists. Daide hinge. Daide hinge. Daide hinge. What is the word for exists? Hinge. Hinge. Remember, the ge is just a verb marker. Can you guess how you might say no? Dai. Dai. Say no, no, no. Dai, dai, dai. A common response to new information is to say, ah, I understand, or ah. This is the same in Kinruu. Ah. And do you remember how to say is? Des. Des. This can also be used to mean yes. Des. Try to say, ah, yes. Ah, des. Ah, des. The word for obvious is ruihos, literally, I, son. To say of course or obviously, you can say ruihostes, ruihostes, or obvious is. Ruihostes. Ruihostes. How might you say, ah, yes, obviously? Ah, des, ruihostes. Ah, des, ruihostes. The last new word for today's lesson is thank you. Tuntange. Tuntange. Tuntange, literally heart, breath, as a verb. More formally, you can say Fefa tuntange, thank you. Now listen to the following conversation. It's the same one you heard at the beginning of this course, but now, hopefully, you can understand it. Thunhilge Kinrufa meske rujama. Thunhildes daide rutsimfa. Vufa fedi pombeskema. Daide vurudi hindange. Ah, des, ruihostes, tuntange. One more time. Thunhilge Kinrufa meske Rujama. Thunhildes daide rutsimfa. Vufa fedi pombeskema. Daide furudi hindange. Des, roi hostes, tuntange. This is the end of Kinruu's first lesson. Tuntange.